Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today to do Toriko chapter 234 review. Once again, that is Toriko chapter 2, 3, 4. So, this week's chapter Toriko is a very simple, straightforward chapter. So, this review is going to be like 5 minutes, maybe. Because, and honest to God, like, it really is that simple of a chapter. All it really is, the chapter in a nutshell, is, and by the way, it is better than last week's chapter Toriko. Last week's chapter Toriko, that was a no-go. That was a definite no-go. But this week's chapter Toriko, actually not that bad at all. It was basically Toriko, in a brief summary, Toriko getting up from Starjin's attacks, because, you know, he counteracted Starjin once Komatsu, you know, he yelled, "Toriko's on!" You know, the usual. And he's always crying. I mean, Komatsu, the tears never stop with this guy. And like I said before, I'm very worried that Komatsu won't be able to handle the Gourmet World because we see other chefs that are in the top 100 and they can actually fight. Komatsu has the milk knife from that ancient dragon that's like epic as shit, and Komatsu could be powerful as fuck, but he can't rock the knife in like hand-to-hand close range combat. So Komatsu, like that's gonna be a problem if he doesn't gain at least some, you know, because his main thing is the food luck and his ability to talk with the ingredients. But how far can that go in environments in the gourmet fucking world? Like, I don't see it lasting that long. So at some point he has to go through an actual physical power increase, either way, or something. I don't know, magic. I don't fucking know. But moving on to the actual chapter, basically it's after that he gets up, and then what ends up happening is that Starjin, he gets up from his attack, he's fine, whatever, it's cool. And then Toriko explains to him how, you know, he's been hitting him with his full course the entire time, like his maximum power, and Starjin is assuming that this is Toriko's limit. And at one point in the chapter, like at the beginning, Toriko like stares at Starjin. And then like the entire chapter, it's like Starjin pulling out some precognition shit, where basically like Toriko stares at Starjin like gives him like a death stare, and all of a sudden Starjin sees an image in his own head where half his face is blown off, and I'm like, whoa. So, and then he dodges an attack that comes from Toriko, and I don't know if it was a leg fork or a leg knife or a flying fork. I have no idea what it was, but it was like a beam, and he dodged that shit. And then from then on, it's basically Toriko explaining how as long as I'm moving forward, there can be no limits. There can be no limits. And again, this happens again where Toriko and Starjin have like a face-off, and Toriko, he's explaining the whole entire like limitation thing, and then all of a sudden Starjin has like another precognition moment where he sees himself getting cut in half, and then he blocks an attack. So, like, and I remember Toriko did the same thing. I believe the same thing happened when Toriko was going up against Lady Chiyo, where like he saw his body like being like, you know, just completely like all the flesh in his body was like removed, and he had a vision of that in his mind. So to some degree, like these characters can actually attain precognition. And then again, like he blocks the attack, and then Toriko, he's actually very pleased because he's like, that's the first time you've actually blocked one of my attacks. And then from then on we go to a miniature flashback of Toriko, and he has a flashback of basically him talking to Aimaru, and Aimaru explains how now I'm going to teach you the supreme routine. And then we see the picture of Toriko, mad jacked, mad buff, and he's all posed out and shit, yeah. And then there's like a side panel, the all-controlling conduct of a king, the ultimate routine, and he's ready to go. So, and then we see Starjin, he's on a plate. So, and that's the chapter right there. It's again very simple, very straightforward. And all I can say about this is that this is actually very important for because again, I've said before and I say it again, there should have been some awakening of power when the characters use the old Shoku Banzai. And with Sunny's case, he unlocked his devil hair, his Saiyan hair. Toriko, it doesn't appear to be that case yet. I mean, Zebra, I think so, and Coco, I believe so too. But Toriko has attained something else alongside with Food Honor and food immersion, and that in fact is his new ultimate routine. And the routines are nice, but they do, from my knowledge of them, when it comes to the Grimly Knights, they have to do like it's literally like a routine, like before they can attack. So it takes time to set up, I believe. But then again, maybe not, because Toriko was able to actually put Starjin on like a mega defensive position in this week's chapter. So I don't know where it's gonna lead, but I believe that Starjin is gonna be able to counter this ultimate routine, and then once Starjin counters this ultimate routine, Toriko may go into that autophagy state, and then he may awaken some part of his, new powers that he's gained from the Oshoku Banzai. If in fact he's actually gaining new powers from the Oshoku Banzai. But that's it, so I'm done. Because I can't say anymore, because the chapter is very simple, very straightforward. But it's overall an okay chapter. It's not as bad as last chapter, Toriko, for sure. But it's overall an okay chapter. Very simple, very straightforward. And that's pretty much it. Like, I'm done. Yeah, really, I'm done. So King Lightning, surprise, surprise. Like, we are underneath, like, the 7-minute mark, which is shocking. Stunning. But King Lightning, be sure to, of course, rate, comment, and subscribe as always. Peace. Have a nice day.